Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel Cosmic Contracts with Princess Starlight. Today's episode is about doing your shadow work and standing true to your authentic self. In the spiritual community, this term, this belief is too much there that you need to stand in your authentic self and express. Because the more you stand in the power of who you are and you express yourselves, the more you align to your soul purpose, and divine. We are always connected to the divine source. We may or may not feel the connection, but He is always connected. But your true self, when you express it, connects you and aligns you to the path that is truly meant for you. So, in this episode today, it's gonna be a little not negative but little dense energies, as I say. So, before I start this episode, I request Archangel Michael to guard me with his sword of truth, so that as I express my negative words, energies, may those cords be cut for once and for all. I request my dragons, one who helps me navigate my emotion, the other helps me with creativity, and the third cocoons me in my spiritual world so that I can spiritually bloom for better. I request them to protect me, to guide me, and help me cut the cords as today, through this episode, I express my shadow work, which was really tormenting. It caused me trigger warnings, that it caused me emotional and mental stress and trauma. As I express, for some it will be, oh, what was the big part? But everybody feels things differently, and being extremely sensitive to energies, I really kind of, when something happens, I kind of sink in way too much. So, so it's like even one small word, it puts me down tremendously. And now, this attack that kept happening within me was coming definitely from my outer world. This really decreased my morale, my self worth. There were two particular, there are many other things that I'll keep putting in between, but the two major situations that triggered this emotion was, how do I put it in words? So, the issue was that my outer appearance, I ended up attaching a lot of value to the outer appearance. And all my life, in my outer world, I saw that people were attacking me for being fat, extremely fat shamed, and being called names, being made fun of in private, in public. One of the person, she's very close to me and we have grown up together. And one day she ended up doing something. Yes, growing up I was like, oh, she's more beautiful, she's more thin, and that's why she gets so many boys, and maybe that created a little bit of jealousy in me. But then I was like, this is not going to serve me. As a child also, I did realize that it is not gonna serve me, so I did move from the part of jealousy. But this thing that I do not deserve, or I'm worthy of attention, of being loved, that really got somewhere into me when I was a child. So now, this person, one day, now we are all grown up, and now, like few years back, like just few years back, she ended up causing me so much of distress that I was at a verge of emotional breakdown. I looked up at the sky and say, so what if I am fat and okay, my fat makes me look ugly, then do I not deserve a good life or a good partner or a good existence in the world? I literally went on my knees and I guess I ended up crying a lot that day because I ended up feeling very, very low about myself and found that I ended self abusing myself that night, that because of so and so things, that's why you do not deserve it or you're unworthy of it. And then that is the time period when I was going through a spiritual awakening as well. So I did not understand the energy loop back then. And what I ended up doing was that when she was kind of saying those mean things, and you're not trying to say it directly, but the way you put it across, that they want to hurt you. So that anger comes that I'm gonna take revenge. So I end up saying mean and abusive things to her instead, to this person. So I have just awakened and I do not understand the loop of energy, and energy is basically energy in motion, and that is what is creating your karmic account. Karmic account is not anything good or bad, it's just the energy that you have felt within, and it gets accumulated within with exchange between people, situations. So that loop is constantly made. So what happens is, now what she did to me, I ended up doing that to her. So basically this is creating a loop for me. And what I did not realize is that if you do not pay your debt, it comes back in a little bigger way. So basically, with the debt, an interest is now attached, and it is anyhow going to come back, and then it's gonna be a little more tough than the previous one. Now, so how did it come back to me? this is I this story again. This person has been in my life since childhood. He's one of my relatives, own close relatives, so we are like family. And all his life since childhood, I've been chubby since childhood. So he would always come and be like, because I care for you, that's why I'm telling you that you need to lose your fat, otherwise you won't find a good guy. So he also has been in my life since childhood. And now, very soon after years, I will be going back to my house. So he's curiously waiting to see how I look now. And I know that he is again going to target the same thing that triggers me, that how fat I am, and now that I'm turning of so and so age, and I am still unmarried, so they'll be like, oh, so you have to lose weight for your marriage, and the same point again will come, that she won't find a good guy. So now, for those who cannot relate with this, will not understand, but those who relate with this is like, for years you have been away, yet constantly at the back of the mind, this character has continued to play his thoughts, his words, they continue to ring in your mindset. You are thousands and thousands of miles apart, yet he has been in your thoughts. With spiritual work, I realize that whatever that is triggering us is the lesson that we are looking for to evolve, to ascend. That is the lesson. So, for a very long time, I would always put that at back of my head and be like, no, 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 I don't want to see you, because you know that thing really triggers me. That mindset of his really triggered me a lot, literally causing me emotional distress as well as mental distress, which at times I would feel that, I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Not too much because I'm kind of strong, but still, you feel like, these constant words, these constant thoughts that are put towards you, you might end up having a breakdown. So now I have finally come to a point where in few months I will be going back, and I know he will be the first person to enter my house, and he'll have so many questions for me, like what did she do. He never sees the other values that a woman brings in, whether it's the women in his household or the others. So definitely he's not seeing other things that are valuable in me. So it's not his fault actually, but it's like I know he's going to have various questions. And definitely when he'll ask, so what was I doing till now? I cannot go on saying, oh, I had a spiritual awakening. Oh, I found out I'm a star seed. And oh, and by, going there, why did universe send me so far? Because all these things had to happen. Anything that's happening in your life, even the smallest thing, it is aligned to your path. It is connected. So you might feel that, oh my god, why is something like this is happening into my life? Because for this situation, imagine for years I was like, oh, I don't want to face this person, or I just don't want to be here. But universe has sent me back. I mean, it's going to send me back. There has to be one day that I have to go back. I can delay it a little bit, but that day, that moment, that situation has to come. And I was refusing to deal with it because I am not ready to accept to see the parts in me that those are the shadows that are lurking within me, because they sometimes make me feel that, oh, I'm very ugly, oh my god, what did I do? And definitely when you do something bad or ugly, you do not want to see it. You just want to put it under the rug, or hide it in your closet, and you don't want to deal with it. But it keeps coming back again and again and again. One day you will be so fed up, you'll be like, okay, now either I will break down or I'm gonna deal with it. So that is what happened with me. That now few months away, I said, rather than constantly thinking about what's gonna happen, I would rather see this thing that's facing me and see all that it is bringing out. I'll start my healing work, because when you get into your shadow work, you are gonna, those dark parts that your soul carries, these are all your imperfections, or you can say these are also are an aspect, a part of us, and we need to accept them and work with them, but we refuse to accept that these are also our parts. But we have to bring them together and work with them. And then we move, then that journey is triggered, the journey where we are going to heal our souls. And that journey of healing is different for everybody. Certain situations, they, once or twice, once you do the work, you have healed completely. Other things, other internal wounds, the emotional wounds that you have inflicted on your hearts, in your heart space, they might take a much longer period. And for everybody is it's different. For some it's few weeks, for some it's years, for some it's like more than half their lives. But the healing is going to happen with its own time and space, and as much as you wish to allow for that healing to occur. So in one session, not all of it is going to get healed, but when you start somewhere, you find a bit of light in you that makes you come out of that darkness a little bit to see the light, to find your strength, to find the courage that yes, you have got this and you can do it. So, what did I realize with this awakening? So, now I'm doing my spiritual work and I'm reading a little bit about soul, reincarnation, karmas has lessons, and so many other things, and that whatever, no matter how ugly it is in the outer world, but whatever a soul is experiencing in its outer world, that is the reflection of their own shadow. So basically, you're seeing a mirror. Now, look at it this way, right on this planet, leave the universe and other planets. Right on this planet itself, even an even an organ uh, microorganism, even a microorganism, he's a living, breathing thing. A small cell, but living and breathing. And it also has its own world. So there, imagine how many lives, how many souls are here on this planet. Humans, plants, animals, the microbacteria, and all these other kingdoms. And for our community, we truly know that there are other species from other planets who also in, live on this planet. So imagine the amount of souls living on this planet, and every soul has their own world. So there are infinite worlds in this one world, and every soul has their own story, and every soul has some shadow work to do in order to heal their souls so that this soul can ascend upwards to higher dimensions of love and light. So now this awakening is happening in me, and even if I do not want to accept that this is a mirror of what is within me, but you have to realize that I realize that this mental pressure, this trauma, this anger that I'm feeling towards these people is actually not them, because these people, the other souls, are basically playing their own parts. Up there, they signed a contract that they will help us in a way so that we can evolve our souls, so that we can ascend, we can move ahead in our journeys. So they are here to help us, to push us in order to learn that lesson. So, with this outer world being a mirror to the energy that I carry within, then the next question I asked myself was, or this thought came across me, is that what I am seeing is not them, but what I am feeling within. And now, to realize what you're feeling within, you really need to spend time with your own self. So once I started thinking what I'm feeling within, and what is this energy that I'm carrying within, all these thoughts started coming up. I'm sharing few of them. So like cheating boyfriends, rejection from people is because I am fat. The making fun of me by family members, friends is because I am fat. The attention other people, other beautiful thin girls get and I do not get is because I am fat. Do you see the statement? I am fat, and therefore this fat makes me ugly, is bringing out feelings that I am unwanted. It makes me feel I'm unworthy. It makes me feel I am not deserving. of love, of attention, of respect, so many other aspects that every soul has, I feel that I do not deserve it. I'm unworthy of it. I am unwanted, unabandoned, and I do not deserve love. People like me, fat and ugly, do not deserve such a life. I still remember that even when we I used to watch movies, and in movies this picture would come of hero and heroines, and the romantic scene is basically portrayed, and if I'm watching it eagerly, someone would from behind say it's only for girls like who look like that, not for you, look at yourself. And you know that those little words, so they kind of, I wouldn't say I wasn't able to answer back. I was very shy back then, and it made me, it just I bottled these feelings up, and I forgot about them. But I was carrying these feelings, these energies right within me, that girls like me cannot even deserve, nor do they deserve to dream about something like this. That they could have a dream romantic life and meet this person. Those filmy stories that we see, but I cannot even I cannot even dream about something like that. This is the message I fit in my own self. And those feelings and how you feel, I this is very limited how I'm expressing. I'm sure people have gone through these experiences. They know how deeply you feel that within you feel that within your bones, that you really want to do something about it, or that so much anger is pent up within you, and you don't know how to release. You don't want to cry also about it, because you're not that weak. Somewhere, this intuition in you says, no, 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 you're not that weak, you're not like the others. But when these things happen, we consciously, unconsciously bottle them up, and this creates the pent up emotion that seems like you're going to burst up. Now, coming back to the story where I was saying that if you do not pay your debt, the debt comes back with interest. Now, I'm in a situation where in months I'm going to go back home and I'm going to face this person. Now, the story of my house is that I recently lost my father, and now it's just my mother and unmarried girls. No brother, no grandfather. So you can imagine, in a society that is male dominant, educated working women living alone is already a huge issue. And then a girl of marriageable age who is fat and has no desire to lose, actually, she's eating more and is not working on that. That's another cause of problem that society sees. So, I know that this is going to be a very big targeting point, but now that I see that this is something that this mirror that I'm seeing in the outer world is a reflection of me, then what are the things that I have realized? First thing, I never realized that my eating habits were clearly showing that I was suppressing my feelings of anger, low confidence, self esteem, unworthy, not feeling valuable. Clearly, my eating pattern was showing that if I'm happy, unhappy, all I'm doing is eating. I did not realize that until now. With this trigger and finally choosing to face it, I see that this is one major thing that I had not realized till now. I'm very well aware of what's happening out in the world. They say your eating habits are thing, but to realize that eating habits are showing how you feel within, and and knowing that this is you, you know, you are the one facing this disorder, is really tough to accept. The other belief that I found that I had latched myself onto was, I kind of literally held it very dearly in my mind, and I never realized that. It's literally like, in my mind, in my heart space, I have literally nailed this picture. I took the hammer and I nailed that picture on my own. And what is this picture that I have nailed in my mind and heart? Through the outer experiences that I felt, the belief that was running, the program that was running in my mind and my emotions was that I am ugly, unwanted. When others cheat on me, then a girl like me deserves betrayal. She does not deserve love nor kindness. In short, she only deserves disrespect and hurt. Oh my god. Saying that out also is like, oh my god, what was I even thinking? Disrespect and hurt. This is what I deserve. To say that it's like you feel that weight lifted off, and at the same time you see, oh my god, what kind of mindset was, what kind of belief was running in my mind, and I let that belief run into my mind, my own self. It If there is a soul in me, and what I see outside is a reflection of what I hold within, then this is also true that a part of me treated myself with disrespect, telling my own self that I'm unworthy. All I saw was people making fun of me, but then I was internally, that ego mind in me was making fun of me, joking that, have you ever looked yourself into the mirror? Do you think, and dash dash dash. And this this thing that, you know having a good partner, I am also looking for a twin flame, and I believe in a divine meeting, because that's what I've always felt, that there is a divine timing when I'm going to meet him. But then I kept thinking that, do you deserve a divine love story like the one I kept seeing throughout as a child? I was the one to ridicule that dream. So it's not about what others did to me. It's very ugly. And even while I am seeing these things, and I have worked a lot with those dense emotions and energies that I connected myself to in the outer world, there are some other things that are still left. And haven't been able to forgive my own self and those people. So I am not saying, oh my god, I have done my all work and everything is clear for me. No, no, no. I am still clearing that space for me, detaching myself from those energies. There is still parts of me and in them as well that I need to forgive and let go. But you see, this major realization let go of a very huge part that I was holding on to, and that is the belief that I accepted in my own mind, and like a hamster, I kept running on that. It's like a cycle, it's a wheel. So, like a hamster, I kept running, and when it started chasing me, when trigger started happening, I started running faster and faster and faster, but I wasn't able to get out of it because wasn't ready to look at it, face it, and start the work to heal and remove that belief system on which I was continuously running. So there were many other beliefs, but all narrow when you when you filter them through through a tunnel, through a funnel. When you filter them, the basic thing comes out is I'm not feeling worthy, and not loving myself. I feel that I do not deserve love, that I'm alone and I do not deserve love. All my life, I kept saying and comparing that. This world is always looking for outer beauty, and it's always like this. They want thin girls, beautiful girls. These movie directors, these actors, they can never work with a fat actress. You always see the movie and you always see the actress is always the beautiful one, and all her friends, they are not so good looking, or they are always the fat ones being made fun of. So you see how limiting belief that society is also portraying. So you kind of absorb that into yourself as well. I do not know from where I get this belief, whether it comes from my past incarnation or from my generational karmic debt, or it's the idea that this collective society portrays through movies, through entertainment, because we sit there and we laugh that these other friends, if they're fat, then they're always put for the funny role where the hero will always come and make fun of her, or the friends will come and make fun of her, and we accept that. You see, they're not courageous enough to work to make movies where heroines can also be people who are fat and beautiful. This concept is not taught to us. Very, very few actors and directors take this up as a story. So it's not widely accepted in the society, and we ourselves become a product of it. Just like for people, when we had these when we started talking about dark skin and fair skin, and Fair and Lovely was uh, kind of attacked publicly, I feel it's not their fault. You see, it's collectively everybody's fault that we are putting too much emphasis on dark and fair skin, fat and thin body, and this prejudice, this mindset, it's a long way. I cannot change them, but then accepting and realizing that I carry this belief and have carried this for a very, very long time, not a short time. And it's not like, oh, after I accept this, that I'm become full confident that, oh, I can now walk out and be like, oh, this fat of me doesn't bother. It does. It somewhere does. But this limiting belief that this society and the other people are putting on me, they will continue to put that. But it's me. I need to decide whether I accept, whether I choose to stand with this belief and pay more attention to such thoughts and beliefs. Do I associate with them was the question that came to me. And when I asked this question to myself, I said, no, I do not. This is not my belief. And my God, for how long did I carry that within myself? And I do not want to do that anymore. So, with this realization, now do you see the weight? Do you see the weight of that negative emotional energy that my soul was carrying? And unless and until I cut that weight, I realize, accept, and let go of, I won't be able to rise above. And the moment I realized that, I said to myself that I seek forgiveness from my own self first, and forgiveness from the outer world for whom I blamed for my own misery. So I need to, if you are not able to forgive the people outside, that's also fine. But the first person to whom you should ask forgiveness is your own self. Because you need to forgive your own self, for you allowed yourself to be locked in that limiting box, that limited belief box. You allowed yourself to be in that box for a very long time, and it's on you. So when you realize that, you feel kind of, you want to, you, there's a part of you that will be like, how could you do that to yourself, right? Forgive. That's why you also need forgiveness, and I also needed forgiveness. So when you find a shadow self, accept it, and start healing, the first step is to accept whatever happened without judgment. And the second thing is that you need to forgive yourself first before you can forgive others. With this, what are the other things I realized? Point one was forgiveness. Second, to let go of. I realized that this belief that I held on to it for a very long time. And now, with realization, I know it is time, it is needed that I need to let go of it. For I no longer associate myself with such belief, and I therefore request Archangel Michael, because he is one of my guides, to cut the cord once and for all. And I further want to express my gratitude to those people who really kind of mentally and emotionally triggered me very much, very, very much. I would like to say that there are certain things I still am not going to forgive, but major part of that, I know that it's not them. It's they are just trying to help me, ascend. And I'm so grateful, because once that ugly part is over and you start on a journey of healing, you see what more out is there for you, and you really fall in love out there. And without them, right? Without these people, I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have been able to bring myself to this point of self realization that my inner me is very, very beautiful. And when I accept how beautiful my inner self is, then automatically the outer me, no matter, whether I am black, brown, fair, thin or dark, or I am disarmed, or some physical disability or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is that if you are beautiful inside, then your outside is automatically going to reflect that. And the song comes to me by Bruno Mars. You are amazing, you're beautiful just the way you are. The song is like, let me get the lyrics. You are, you, okay, fine, I'll just put that there. You're amazing just the way you are, something. So those lines are very beautiful. I'll put that in the description box down below. And the last but not the least, this other person, I'm very, very grateful to this person, because whenever his few words, this relative's few words, they rang deep within my mind. One was, one of the statements that he said was that I am always saying things clearly. And the second was, with such weight, I will never find a good boy, a good match. I'm so grateful that I remember those words, and they rang so deep in me that when that trigger event started, that healing started, what I realized was that he is clearly showing his thoughts, his mindset about women. Clearly, he everybody sees that he's a kind of disrespectful to women. He thinks that they're just supposed to be at house, cleaning, cooking, and there's nothing else for them to do. He has this mindset on his own, on his on the women in his own house, and he thinks the same for everybody. So no matter how much independent you are on your own, a girl being independent is something it does not fit in his mindset at all. So thank you for those words, because clearly I see now what his thoughts and beliefs are. And I you know I and other people, whoever wants, we all can try, but you know this soul is on a very low vibration, and they will change, but right now, no, they will continue to exist in that thought and belief, because such souls have become kind of rigid. So it's not about them, it's about me. So I'm really grateful that he said that. It clearly showed me his mindset and the energy in which he vibrates. And secondly, that if a guy is choosing me for my outer appearance of how I look, then from this intuition, this gut feeling, it asked me a question. It asked me that, do you think this is love? And quickly the answer that came from my gut feeling was a very, very strong NO in capital letters. So that's why I say I'm grateful. So why am I grateful? Because grateful is an energy that when you express it from your heart, it automatically converts into positive energy and comes back to you, just like a boomerang effect. It's going to come back to you. Gratefulness, kindness, being loving towards even those who have this mindset to harm you mentally, emotionally, physically, any level. But it takes a lot of courage, a lot of strength to express that gratefulness, that forgiveness. And it's okay if you don't want to do that. So start with yourself. So outside, maybe I'm still not that much grateful, or for, like, being totally, oh, I've forgiven you, but it's for my own self. Right now, I can only deal with my own self, and therefore, I want to do this for myself right now. And in order to do this, I need to accept, I need to think, contemplate, let go of. I need to cut the cord. I need to release myself from that suffering. It's only when I learn detachment from the highs and lows of my life will I truly come in balance, in alignment with my soul. So this was kind of heavy. I still know that my weight is an issue. I still eat like a hippo or elephant, and because I still have some stress, it's not like everything is gone in one day. And this story, the story of my shadow self, shadow work, it's just come to an interval. There, if I have just come to an interval part, there is more to come after the interval. But even me, I'm also an audience. I have to see what's going to come. Because now, after the interval, this character is in a situation. this character is me basically. So the character is now in a situation where she needs to go home, where there where she has no father, and now this person, the society, has full freedom to say whatever they want. So she knows the same things are gonna come. Though this character has done a little bit of shadow work, but when in that moment, it's like face off, you face each other. When that particular moment comes, this character does not know what she is going to do. Because two parts. There are two parts in my mind. One is the human self in me, which is still very angry, and with no father anymore in the house, she wishes to no longer accept his belief systems and, sit there and listen to this person. So she might end up bursting and showing him the mirror that, oh look, you are such a disrespectful man towards women, but this is not me, it's your thought system. Okay, so the human self, the ego me, the anger in me still says that in that moment I might burst up. Then the other part shows to me is that you're a spiritual warrior, and if I am a spiritual warrior, then this warrior in me says that this is just a lesson, this is just an act, and I need to, put in the laws of forgiveness and love and do not engage further, else I will create a karma with such person again and again. So you see those two splits. There are two paths which will take me in different directions completely altogether. So this is like, a path that I need to choose, and in my mind I can prepare my choice 1,000,000,000 times, but I do not know what will happen until I face that moment right in front of myself. Would I still listen to his trash talk, or will I, refrain myself, cut the energies, observe, and just let go and not respond? Because that's a very good way. They say that, stop responding, and automatically sooner or later these things will go. But what about people who are continuously talking trash? I still don't know if I have to respond to him or not, because all my life I did not respond to him. But do I need to? I still don't know. So this moment is yet to come, and I don't know. It's only in the moment I will know. Like, this is like when the final test paper comes. You can prepare thousands of times, but when the exam paper comes, and once you start giving the exam, by the end only you'll know what's going to happen. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's only in the moment I'll get to know what I choose to be. So that is another part after the interval, and obviously the other part is finding my twin flame and seeing how we meet, and how do we connect and start a life with him. That's obviously the other part that's still there. But I truly believe in light, and I truly believe that my ascended masters, my angelic helps, the helps from the angelic realm, my archangel, dragons, my dolphins, unicorns, and my ancestors from there, they're all watching me. While others can judge me for multiple things, but there is only one thing that the soul is accountable for, and that is your intention. What was your intention to do something? If your intention was for the right reasons, it's all right. Remember, anyhow, they are never going to judge you. Even if you chose a wrong path, then it's just an experience. Because with that experience on walking on that path, you will realize there is only darkness, which fills you with loneliness, fear, and it's not good. You don't want to feel that. Nobody wants to feel that, because we are automatically born out of divine unconditional love and light. And all of us, the basic program that is running in all souls is unconditional love, that we deserve love. So it is in everybody. So sooner or later, people walking on that path will realize it's not what they want, and they have to come back. They will choose it on their own. Therefore, there is no justice. I was saying, there's no judgment in the divine realms. If you know the divine laws that are applicable on soul, then it's same for everybody. Here, the judiciary system, the government system, we can keep saying this system, that system, they are corrupt, they are doing injustice, and so on and so forth. It's all right. If you can change it, good. If you cannot change it, then remember that in the divine kingdom, there in the realms above, the judiciary system, the government system, how the soul is born, where they're incarnate, all these things is happening according to your accounts. You choose them, and there it's a fair system. It's kind of slow. We might see, oh my god, it's getting delayed. I do not see the justice. It's slow, but the wheel of karma, the wheel of divine timing is moving, and you will have to pay whatever you have accumulated. You have to clear your accounts. So now, in the second part of the story, I still have to see what this character will choose. How will it respond to this shadow aspect that she sees through her relative, through this outer world, and her belief in her twin flame magical love story. Will it manifest? That's the other thing. Will her belief turn out to be true? Finally, after facing this shadow of myself, as a learning soul, what have I learned? I learned that my outer appearance does not decide my worth. Anybody out there who resonates with these points, do not think that this is you and you can never change. You can. Every soul has the capacity. So let me repeat the points again. That as a learning soul, what am I learning through this shadow work? I have learned that my outer appearance does not decide my worth. Second, the inner me is very beautiful. It's divine. And it just needs a little scrubbing and polishing. But when it shines bright like a diamond by Rihanna. Oh my god, that's a song. I really love that song, I feel. So you are meant to shine. Every soul is meant to shine. Third, that these beliefs that are held by the outer characters in my outer world, okay, they these are their beliefs, it's their mindset, and I do not vibrate, resonate, or accept or associate with that kind of mindset, which is going to keep me in lower frequencies and vibrations. So from this point onwards, I refuse. I refuse to engage, entertain such mindset and energies anymore. So these were 3 points. The other is my outer self is just one small part. For now, I respect and stand in my power of being. And then, whatever you are, whatever you feel you are, your soul is always telling you how you know who you are. So, whatever you think you are, respect that. Stand in the power of I am. All right, and then you can keep writing if you want to write down. For me, who I am, what's my being, what's my existence. For me, my soul says that I am a motherly, nurturing, comforting figure. I've always been called homely, good cook. That's why people have this mindset that I am just good for household, being a housewife person. But my mind can see those fine lines. It took me time to realize there is a fine line because initially I disrespected that and I left cooking, I left taking care of things, but then I realized that what I am blessed with is my power. Not everybody has power to make a house, fill it with comfort, that energy of comfort, provide warm food, be patient to everybody's need, and be flexible so that everybody in the household can be accommodated under one roof. And when I saw it the other way, that how blessed I am with such a power, I from that day stopped disrespecting it. Because I clearly, when life showed me where people lack such kind of feeling, such kind of emotion, not everybody holds that. And I have literally found people latching on to me for it because they would not leave me. And I kept disrespecting this, saying that this makes me look weak. People just put me in that bracket that I'm just meant for being a homely person. And the day I started respecting myself, listening to myself, I realized that this is a blessing from divine to nurture and heal souls. And I alone am responsible to honor and respect that. It's my responsibility. At the end, the ascension of your soul is your own responsibility, nobody else's. Your karmas, the ascension of your soul, is your own responsibility. So you have to accept your responsibility, honor them, and respect them. And everybody has a divine gift. It's not that because we are star seeds or light workers we are blessed, or we are we are above normal average souls on this planet. It's nothing like that. Please do not get mixed into those thoughts that we are above them or we are something special. No, every soul is born to reach that potential. We have reached. The other ones are about, they're at the junction where they kind of got lost and are now stagnating, but they need to be pulled out of that darkness and shown the path so that they can find their own spiritual gifts. So every soul has their own gifts, divine gifts, and that's why they are all unique. Even like, see, even if I can cook, there are billions of others out there who can cook, but everybody has a different style. Everybody, the way they present, the way they make people feel, it's going to be different. Okay, so maybe you see, oh, the gift is same. No, 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 the style and everything added together makes it unique and different. Lastly, I know and wish, definitely, I wish to lose weight because now I see that through food I was suppressing my feelings. And I have been on this journey for a decade almost, I believe, and have had thousands of, failed attempts. Nothing works out for me because I need to change that, that mindset in me has to change. So my food habits all of a sudden are definitely not going to change. I have had too much of failed attempts, but if you know a easy way through which I can start slowly but surely the step is going to work of how I can change, then please do write below in the comment section. And if you would like to share your shadow aspect, how you worked, how you identified your shadow aspect, how you started your healing journey, how you emerged out of that darkness, that dark shadow phase, and what did you discover about yourself that makes you strong and courageous today. So if you would like to share, then please share it in the comment section, or you can mail me if you want me to put that story of how you overcame on my channel. Then I can do that as well, because the more souls we share our stories and come out, we'll realize that everybody is wounded emotionally, and unless and until we heal our emotional wounds, we will always be mentally, it's kind of, it's like physical symptoms. If you are going through physical diseases or something, it's in spiritual world we truly believe that your soul is somewhere wounded, that comes out into your emotional energy, then your mental body, and then your it comes finally into your outer body. So until and unless we heal our emotional wounds, our souls will not heal. So with that, it turned out to be a very long episode today. But with that, I would like you to think how, rather than judging, how we might not be able to help other person, but just listen and say all is going to be fine. That's okay. No worries. Do not suggest anything if you do not know, just for the sake of suggesting, because it might turn wrong for somebody. But just listen, be there. That's more than enough. And if you cannot do that, let them know, set your boundaries, and do your own work first. That is the most important thing that you need. Once you realize that you are a soul and you're incarnating life after life, and these are just lessons, then the first thing is that you need to clear your lessons, you need to clear your exams before you can help the other person clear their exams. So, with that thought, with that episode, I would like to leave you all today. Lots of love and light, Princess Starlight.